Kaitlyn Hinchley. Imagine that you want to adopt a child because you cannot have children of your own, or maybe because you just want to help this child in need. Although adoption is expensive, you decide to go for it because you feel like you can help this child in need. Now imagine someone tells you that you personally cannot adopt this child because of your different racial backgrounds. This has happened to many families all over the world because transracial adoption is not supported by everyone. All of us here in Zimbrota know of a person who has been adopted. I personally am very familiar with adoption as my own brother is transracially adopted. Transracial adoption should be encouraged by everyone for 3 reasons. First, transracial adoption can help reduce families' ideas of stereotypes. Next, it can increase cultural awareness. And finally, transracial adoption can give a child a better life. First, let's start off with how transracial adoption can abolish families' ideas of racial stereotypes. There are many stereotypes all over the world, but transracial families are less likely to take part in these stereotypes. Families that adopt a child of a different race are more sensitive to potential racism that their child could be caused. According to the article, America, Racial Bias Does Exist, written on January 13, 2015, Jeff Nisbet states that there have been many polls conducted in the United States that show that we do not believe that racial tension is here. However, there are still many African Americans in the United States that say that they are not being treated fairly. More transracial adoptions can decrease the stereotypes that we use in our world because transracial families are less likely to stereotype their own family members. If a family adopts a child of a different race, that child may not know the difference between them and their family members. For example, a Black child adopted by a white family needs to be prepared for what racial bias they may face in the future. Along with transracial adoption helping stereotypes, it also helps incorporate new cultures into our world. According to the article, Cultural Socialization in Families with Internationally Adopted Children, written in 2008, this article defines cultural socialization as the way that parents deal with ethnic and racial differences. This also includes how families will deal with their children's different cultural backgrounds. If parents do not tell their children about their native culture, they will be depriving them of learning about their new or their biological family. According to the column, The Importance of Providing Native Culture to Your Adopted Child, written on October 18, 2016, Jessica Mingler states that the correlation between self-esteem and cultural identity is clear. Children need to feel accepted in their new culture to know where they fit in. It is significantly harder for transracial adopted children to know where they fit in a new culture. Therefore, their parents need to expose them to both their native culture and their new culture so that they know where they fit in. Now that we have learned how transracial adoption helps reduce stereotyping and increases cultural awareness, let's see how transracial adoption can help give a child a better life. Adoption of any sorts can give a child more opportunities than if they had not been adopted. According to the article, Benefits of Adoptions, published by American Adoption Agency, states that many famous people have been adopted, such as Faith Hill, Jesse Jackson, Steve Jobs, Dave Thomas, Gerald Ford, and John Lennon. These names would have never become household names if they had not been adopted. Not all children that are adopted will become famous, but just giving them a more loving home will significantly benefit them. Most children that are adopted at infancy, which is actually to their benefit, states Dr. Patrick Fagan on November of 2010 in a paper named Adoption Works Well. Dr. Fagan states that children adopted at infancy have a better time learning a new language. Children that are adopted also can see better medical health benefits because of their parents' financial stability. Children adopted at infancy also have less mental illnesses, better grade point averages, and less behavioral issues than children raised in an unstable home. In conclusion, transracial adoption can help reduce stereotypes in families, increase cultural awareness, and can help give a child a better life. Transracial adoption should be encouraged by everyone. Imagine not being able to be with someone you love just because of your different racial backgrounds. Our culture and our world is far too advanced to be discriminating against anyone, especially when it could help a child in need.